Hi, welcome back to the channel. What's changed since yesterday? We'll give you a quick tour. It's a bit of a bitty video, so apologies on that front, but we'll give you a very quick tour of where we are, what we're up to. So, had a little helper come over. My older brother came over and gave me a hand. So, excuse that, I'm sweating like a pig here. So, he's given me a big hand, so we had a lot of progress. Forgot to put the camera up, I do apologise. So, we'll give you a rundown of where we are. So, okay, so what we've managed to achieve today is the new boards are in. This one is cut, just not positioned, because we've got to wait for the black overlay for this bit. That's going to get buttoned behind here because it's on show at this corner, so I can't button this side up yet, which is a bit of a shame. So this side we've got stuffed. We've now got the reflectix up. First board's cut with the socket, so we're about to put that one up. Probably need to take it down again later on. As I said yesterday, the 12 volt source is up, and this is all the 240, the Arctic Blue. Check out Greg Virgo, all his vids. He's much better explaining Arctic Blue than I am, and the reason behind it. It's a multi-strand 240 core, so if that will focus, probably not. Okay, so it's a 3-core multi-strand wire specifically designed for this application. So I'm not an electrician, so do not rely on what I say as being gospel. I'm working on prior knowledge of electrics, auto electrics, and what I've been studying up to now on 240. So I am not an authority on this, so please do not follow what I say. So like I say, this is the board that's in for that, and then the biggest change, as you can see, we've got some reflectix up on the top. So this is all staple gunned up. So we come around this way, this will give you a better view. So what we've got is the first boards. Look, let's get in proper shot. So these boards are fixed directly to the cross beams of the van by riv nuts, which you can see there. Okay, and then these boards are screwed diagonally, so with 2 screws going across. There will be a 3rd screw go in the middle for the board, the tongue and groove that will go through the outer board into the inner board to further sandwich. Eagle-eye viewers will see that we're not quite to the edge. That is actually deliberate. That is in preparation for the cupboard support that's got to go up, which will bring that out to here. So we need to secure off of this for the cupboard support, so there's no reason to go all the way, since there's going to be a backing plate on there. Next job, once we've got the sides and that sorted out, is to build out these, going all the way across from front to rear, so that they're all even. The reason for building those out is to support obviously the fuse boards, which are all going here. So the 240 and the 12 volt fuses, they'll be in the cupboard there. This one just will not stay in, so so there'll be secure cupboarding for that, and then the rest of this section will be a letterbox style cupboard from this ridge up to ceiling height, and that'll be a letterbox style sort of drop in pick out cupboard as you need to. So it will be quite a deep store. I want to leave it open cupboard rather than closed, just it's personal preference. It may not come down to this. I need to kind of look at it. I don't want to leave it up here. I think that's just pointless having an overhead cupboard there. So Pete did suggest to bring it down to sort of midway and then just clad here with 2 boards just to infill it. So we may do that. That could work quite well. So yeah, we might look at that. Reduce the height of the cupboard, still with the letterbox opening, and then above there is going to be the curtain heater. As I said, we haven't gone all the way to the front yet because I've got to take the bulkhead cover down and somehow work out a framework to be able to tie the roof into up there. That's tomorrow's awkward job, but tomorrow we're off to his to do some electrics in his van. I think it's only fair since he's helped me, and then hopefully tomorrow, once I finish that, we'll come back, we'll get some reflectics up here so that we can start. It's exactly, we worked it in nicely from this edge up to the corner post is exactly 6 boards, which is really good. So we can start getting the face coverings and everything up for that, and then we're away. Hopefully with boarding. Obviously, I can't do the ceiling properly. I can get 3 boards up if you think that's worth it. Comments on the video would be good. To decide, obviously, that it gives me the centre line, and then it allows me to work out, and again it's an even number of boards to the edge on both sides, and then obviously we've got to come down there and infill up to the cupboard, and then obviously the 2 strips at the bottom, as we said. That's where we are so far. So what I'm going to try and do now is get this board buttoned up. I've got my drill marks ready, so we're going to just pre-drill to save sprinkling in the wood, and then we're using them, which are self-tapping PH2 screws. They're interesting screws, I'll say. So they'll be going in to secure the panel all round, and then we can get on to measure up for this back section. Like I said, we've got to cut out the access slot for the 240. It's not perfectly scribed to the wheel arch, as you can tell down there. That is fine. That allows for a little bit of expansion on the board. Not that it should, it's ply, but it also is getting boxed in and then spray foam, so we've got to cover it totally with reflectics, so should we need to, we can take it off without having to chisel it off. So we'll fully coat the wheel arch with the reflectic, just as a sound deadener, and then that's going to get boxed in totally, and then spray foamed to just pack it out and soundproof it. So it's not necessary to get that absolutely tight, since it's going to be a square frame box that sits on it. So yeah, that's obviously much later on, but that's the plan for there. So right, I'll get this buttoned up and then we'll come back to you. You don't want to hear me swearing at this board because the screws aren't going in properly. So we'll get that plugged in, and then we'll come back and show you what it looks like. Okay, so there you go. That one's now buttoned up, as you can see. A few screws hold the top in. Right, there is going to be a support piece 4'6" long that comes from the back edge. It'll be 6 inches wide, runs right across the top, and it'll be glued and screwed to the backing boards on both sides. Just before I do that, that will come down, because we're going to use captive bolts for holding the support piece up, because the bed supports are going on there, so that all needs marking up. So that's only a temporary fix at the minute, but it puts it in place. It's another piece off the puzzle board. The socket, as you can see, is a 2 USB socket. They're 2.1 amp USBs. All my wiring is done in accordance with the IEE electrical standards for the current version. If you're unsure about electrics, consult a qualified electrician. I'm comfortable with my electrics, so I'm happy to do this. All the sockets and everything will be ground tested prior to application. Once it's gone through the fuse boards, everything will get tested. The circuits will be tested, etc. The sockets will be live tested with a proper socket tester, and then we'll be testing for any live application. With this being a metal case socket, we'll test for live application prior to setting the system live. As I said, if you're unsure about electrics, consult a qualified electrician, because it could invalidate your vehicle insurance. So get it certified by a proper qualified electrician. Do not follow mine, which is why I haven't shown you the back of the socket. I will say that whenever I'm doing electrics, I do use insulated crimp connectors just to crimp the wires before they go into the back of the socket. It gives me a much better fix than just strands alone. That's the only electrical tip I will give you, which is why I don't show you me wiring up any of my electrics, and that will include the 12 volts. That way I can't be held responsible. I'm happy to offer advice on that, but if you want to see some really good electrics, then I would suggest you go and see either Greg Virgo or John and Mandy. If you see John's channel, he's a certified high voltage electrician. Greg Virgo is a heating and electrics engineer. So you want to see electrics, go see them. I'm happy with what I do. So that's where we are to date. More tomorrow. Time to call it a day. So see you tomorrow. So thanks for watching today's instalment. We've only got a few days left before we're back at work. Back to the full-time grind, unfortunately. So a few days left to try and really muscle this along, so that we're on target for August, which is the next big holiday, hopefully in Doris, which is what we're after, with a few weekends and that in between time, if we get the bed fitted and the kitchen installed. So thanks for watching. Any questions, do leave a comment in the video below and I'll get back to you. If not, give it a thumbs up. Where's the camera? There. Give it a big thumbs up and a like, and please do subscribe to the channel for more installments of Doris the Camper. See you later.